two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Shout out to TD Sports. TD Sports. Let's go, chat.
Yo. We back again. You know we never slacking off. Judah Ben. Yo. Ladies and gents, get prepared for another greater event. If you never linked, then make an attempt. On Fridays, there's really no other way to be spent. Tune in, hit the link, and leave likes and comments. Welcome to TD Sports Talk. Here we bring sports and entertainment weekly. They break it down deeply. Come peep me as I spit, leave most confused. Pay attention while I introduce the host and crew. Starting off, we got Tommy the host. He plugged in, his predictions transparent like a ghost. Yo, I think that he been doing this the most. He first joined in March 2013. His resume was first seen. Then we got the co-host, Mr. Socrates. His analogy surgical like a doctor squeeze. The live show was nasty like a dirty beer. Tommy and Sock, they've been friends for over 30 years. Peep me, we got the final host, D-Free from out of DC. You need to wake up, you sleepy. If you checking out the live, then you feel the vibes. Like the video, subscribe, get notified. Take a picture, cause this moment should be polarized. Tommy's legacy and resume is notarized. Whether it's Friday or Saturday, he going live. Click the bell when I promise you'll get notified. Yeah. Welcome to TD Sports Talk.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back. That's we are back. We are back.
What is good? What is good? We are back. What's good? What's good? Hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Very non-traditional live as we usually go on at night, but I've been busy of late with some things, on type of things, life be life, and you know how it is. So wanted to come on today, just talk a little boxing, do our football picks, the usual spiel, and of course, my guy's always ready. My man D-Free is here. What's good, D-Free?
What's going on, man? We are back.
We are back. We're trying to get Sock back. Sock never available to come on with us, you know. And we're here, and I see StreamYard has a few new things here. I'm trying to get used to it. I see now we got the little circles. I'm trying to adapt to this. I don't know how to fix this because they got like different things on StreamYard. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's like they create like different brands, so I don't even know how to get out of this. I don't know. Do I got the one layout? Okay, no, we don't want to do that. We'll do that one. All right, that one's a little better. But I don't know. I have no idea how this works. This is crazy. Let's see. I'm messing with it now. Pardon me, people, as I kind of fix this. This is weird. Look at this. What is this? Pink. Oh my God. So they got all these presets. I don't know how this works. So I don't know. Let me see. Hold on, this one. The other one was good with the circles. All right, we'll leave it like that. I don't know. That looks good. See D-Free's outside protecting and serving as usual. With the people. Let me see if we got anybody here. Oh, Shawa Laya T Money was good. Thanks for coming through. The Jab Jamboree is up in here. What's going on at Reacher and Mr. Shelton with the how you doing? He says that I'm Cody Childs' twin. So if you guys don't know who Cody Childs is, do a YouTube search and just type in Cody Childs and you'll see that that's my other half. But anyway, let's see what's on the agenda today. We got a lot of fights today. We got Top Rank has a card and we got Golden Boy has a card. Some good fights. I think we're going to be entertained. It kind of stinks when both promotions are running at the same night, same time. But I think the Top Rank card is pretty solid. We got the as you saw on the screen, me and Shockey Foster. That was from earlier this year when he fought Supernova, Abraham Nova. He's going to be trying to right or wrong. Right? In his last fight, he defended the title, WBC Super Featherweight title versus the Brazilian Robson Conceicao. And I thought I was there live in Newark, New Jersey. I thought Shockey, won the fight easy, at least 10 rounds to 2. Some people had 11-1. Some people had a shutout. But it was a travesty as the judges scored the fight for Robson Conceicao, which was to me was a joke. So hopefully tonight he could right the wrong. And I say hopefully because I don't like to root for fighters live in the air like this, but it was a travesty, and I think this shouldn't be a rematch. He won the fight easy, so we're gonna see what happens tonight. I don't know what you feel, D Free. What do you think about this fight? Do you think it's gonna be more competitive? Do you think he rights the wrong? Do you think Conceicao makes adjustments and proves that he's worthy of a champion? What do you think?
I think he's going to right the wrong. I think it's a possibility he can. This can end in a knockout. I mean, Shockey Foster realized that the judges cheated him in the last fight. He could do like he did when he fought over there in Mexico, the first title defense he had, where he stopped the guy in the last round. I mean, it's a possibility that he can go out here and stop Osaki. Robert Conceicao. I believe they gave Robert that fight because they know he on his way out, and they realized they cheated him out of the Oscar Valdez fight, and they wanted him to be a champion before he hanged the gloves up. So I think that they felt like Osaki gave them a window to rob him, because I think a lot of people thought Osaki was going to end up stopping Robert Conceicao. So I think they realized he gave him a window to get robbed, and they took it. But I think he's going to go out here. I think he's going to put on an even better performance than he did last time. Like I said, if I was Osaki and his team, I would be sitting here going for the stoppage. I wouldn't even leave it to the hands of the judges, because we saw what happened in the last one.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And in case nobody knows what D Free's referring to, Osaki, he went to Cancun when he won the title. So his first title defense, they had him go to Cancun and defend against Eduardo Rocky Hernandez. And in a fight, where he was winning the fight, but the judges, when you look at after the fight, you saw that the scorecards, had Hernandez up. And in a fight where Hernandez, he dug deep, he hurt Osaki, I believe, in the 10th round. And then Osaki, hurt him in the 11th, or I could be wrong. And then eventually he stopped him in the 12th. So Osaki kind of dug deep and said, let me go and finish it and finish the show, right? Close the show. And he stopped the guy. And then we got a guy, Robson Conceicao, who, who's been, on a bad decision. I thought he beat Valdez as well. And they gave Valdez the fight, and the fight that Valdez popped dirty, and they still let him go ahead with the fight, so Valdez, became, champion, and he ended up fighting Shakur, I think, later on, so, and Robson, he's had like four straight, like not four straight, but he has 4 title opportunities. So the Valdez fight, which he should have won, then the Navarrete fight, which was scored a draw. I thought a draw was fair. There was no robbery in that fight. The knockdowns made it a draw, but that's a fight that Conceicao won more rounds than Navarrete. Let's put it like that. Then before that, he fought Shakur. Shakur beat him easily, but Shakur came in overweight in that fight, right?
Yep.
So that's the third one. And then now the fourth one was this past July in Newark, and they gave him a fight where he clearly lost. So it was like Top Rank and the WBC was trying to reward him, and he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it that night, and they gave him the title. So hopefully they right the wrongs tonight, and hopefully Osaki can close the show. I expect Osaki to do the same thing he did in his last fight. I'll box him, I'll class him. He embarrassed him basically on defense. He made Conceicao miss a lot. So hopefully Osaki makes him pay for when he misses and capitalizes on the mistakes. Because when I analyzing the fight, when I was watching the fight live, I was with Ofacio Falcone. Ofacio Falcone he fights at that weight, and he's feared from the Bronx. He's a professional fighter, and he was saying that the uppercut was there for Osaki because Conceicao kept leaning forward, and he was kind of like off balance, like with his head down, So
Right.
maybe he capitalizes, catches a nice little uppercut or something, and maybe finishes him later in the fight. Conceicao's not a bad fighter, but it just shows the testament to what the fighter that Oshaki is, because he definitely outclassed him. So I want to say that Conceicao's a bum. Let me just shout out some people that came through later on after the intro. Angel Diaz, what's good, Angel? My man Brian Corbett, BC, New Yorker in the building. Who else is in here? Tay, what's good, Tay? Hope all is well with you. Let's see. Chiquita Fields, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Who else? And my man G5 Gabe, what's going on? Peace to you, bro. Thanks for coming through and showing support, all of you. I appreciate you guys. So
with that Oshaki Foster, he made Conceicao missed a lot. The thing that he got to do this fight, similar to what he did the last fight, but when he make him miss, he got to make him pay for it. Every time he missed, he got to make him pay. So there's absolutely no way that the judges say, okay, if it goes to the cards, there's no way that the judges could give him the fight, because he made him miss, but he didn't make him pay for it, because he will make him miss, but Oshaki wasn't throwing nothing back. He'll just make him miss and then move around and then throw a couple of shots here and there. But he got to make him miss and make him pay, because Conceicao, when he missed, he's off balance and he leaves himself wide open to be countered. He leaves himself wide open. And Oshaki, he got enough power where if he doesn't stop him, he can definitely sit him down a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely. And his power is very underrated. And that's, Oshaki's a very experienced fighter. He has a good team around him. And that's something that, he's going to learn as he goes forward. And I think he's definitely going to take advantage in this fight. In the back of his mind, he's going to go in and he's going to look to try to close the show. His power is very underrated, and he's pretty accurate in his punches when he goes for it. The only thing I might be a little bit worried about, if I want to be honest, is that hopefully he doesn't go for it like too much where he's careless and makes mistakes of his own, where Conceicao can capitalize it. Because let's be real, Robson's not a bum. Robson's a good fighter. He's an Olympian. He's a good fighter. You've seen him in the ring with with good fighters as well. He's got a good resume. He's been in the ring with Valdez, former champion, been with Shakur, Navarrete. So it's not like he's fighting a guy that can't fight. So it just happens that he was on the bad end of a controversy, terrible decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only worry with Oshaki. I think they'll have the same game plan, but they may step on the gas a little bit more. And I think they're gonna, hopefully capitalize on the mistakes that Robson made. And then if I'm Robson, I'm looking at the tape and I'm watching it, and if I'm his team, I'm telling him you can't do this and you can't do that. So they're gonna work on. You figure they're gonna work on some things too and make adjustments as well, and not make the same mistakes they did in the first fight. Where they got awarded a gift. So maybe they take that gift, they embrace it, and they work more on their craft, in the gym, and maybe you'll see something different tonight. And I think that's why this fight is going to be, it's a sleeper, because in the fight before, they booed this fight. I don't know if anybody remembers that. They booed. I was there live. They were booing this fight, and then, of course, they booed the Stevenson fight after that. They didn't appreciate the boxing in the ring. So I think this fight is going to be a little bit more exciting. I think both guys are going to, try to, press the gas a little bit and try to do things they normally don't do. So,
Brian said you almost let that
Dominican. Speaking of Dominicans, I believe the co-main event, or I know he's definitely on the card. Jan Santana is on the card. He's 11-0. And he's taking on Eduardo Baez. He's promoted by Miguel Cotto Promotions. He fights at featherweight as well. This guy's pretty good. It's pretty exciting. My friend here in the Bronx that we had on sometime, I think it was last year we had him on, Ricardo Figueroa is his manager. So I wish him well. He's on the undercard. That should be an exciting fight. It seems like they're giving him more and more competition. He's a young kid. And I feel like they're building him up the right way. So he's in a tough fight against an experienced guy with over 30 fights. So that's going to be a maybe a underrated sleeper on the card as far as the event is concerned. But other fighters to note: another Dominican, also Puerto Rican, Abraham Nova is on the card. He's fighting Humberto Galindo. Abraham Nova, this is like kind of like a home fight for him. This fight is taking place up in Verona, New York, and Abraham Nova is I believe he was raised in Albany, New York, and I believe he still resides in Albany as well. So that's not too far away from there. So I believe he's going to have a big crowd, a supporting crowd for him as well. Also on the card is Jahai Tucker moving up to middleweight. I don't know if this is his first or second fight in middleweight. He's fighting Calisto Madera.
It's his second fight.
Second fight in middleweight? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know you know a little bit about Jahai Tucker. I'll tell you what I know about Jahai Tucker. Real nice guy and very, very talented. I think he's top, in my opinion, he could be top in the top 10 most talented fighters, period. The thing with Jahai Tucker is what I've heard that, you know, the work ethic is not there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe now he's moving up in weight. Hopefully we see something, but he's a very, very good fighter, very talented fighter. The skill set is unbelievable. What do you think about Jahai Tucker?
He reminds me somewhat of Tio in the sense of he fights down to his competition. He a lot of times the opponents that he's in the ring with, he's a lot better than them, but he doesn't put it on display. He makes it a dirty fight when it doesn't have to be. I think I don't know if it's his trainer or who it is, but they need to let him know, hey, this fight can be a lot easier. Use your skills. You fighting down to your competition. And that can be a bad thing for especially a young fighter fighting down to your competition. A lot of people don't know who you are, and you fighting somebody who not as good as you, but have a bigger name. They tend to lean towards the person that has the bigger name.
Yeah, I agree. I wish Sock was able to come on today. BVO was supposed to come on today, but Sock seen Jahai Tucker. He wants Jahai Tucker to fight Ismael Villarreal. He think that would be a great fight for Ish. He says that Tucker is very good, but he tends to get lazy in fights too. So that's what Sock said. I wish Sock was here to kind of elaborate more on that. But he says, you know, Jahai Tucker is a very good fighter as well, but he tends to kind of get lazy in rounds, and you know, he doesn't step on the gas at times and takes rounds off, you know. So he said that's a bad look for a fighter, and he wants to match him up with Ish. So maybe the next time Sock is on, he'll elaborate more. And then plus, you know, we can evaluate him more after tonight's fight. You know, hopefully he can get a win as well. Also on the card, we've got my guy out of Connecticut, the heavyweight prospect, Dominican Ali Feliz. He's making his fourth fight. He's fighting Orlando Rashad Cotier, who's 5-4. You know, just another. You know, he's moving up. You know, little by little, gradually, just trying to get some fights in, get some work in as a professional. So look out for Ali Feliz. I know we've been saying it the last few weeks. They're trying to get him on. Socrates is working with him. They're going to work again this week. He got to work with him a couple of times already as a strength and conditioning coach. So soon, hopefully, we'll have him on. You know, Ali Feliz is from a fighting family. His father was a former heavyweight fighter as well, and his brother is also a Fernelli Feliz. His father was a professional, and his brother Fernelli Feliz Jr. is also a competing heavyweight. Although I heard he may go down and fight cruiserweight or bridgerweight. Not sure how true that is. That's something that we would ask him when we eventually have him on the show. And then I forgot to mention Raymond Muratalla is also on this card as well. He's fighting Jesus Antonio Perez Campos. Anybody remembers Muratalla's last fight against Tevin Farmer? I thought Farmer won the fight. They kind of gave him kind of the victory. So hopefully, you know, let's see if Muratalla can kind of, you know, have a good showing today, because it wasn't a good showing in his last fight. Even though in the late in that fight, he kind of took over late in the fight, but I still thought Farmer won enough rounds to, you know, early on to win the fight overall. So how do you feel about Muratalla? Do you think he's any good? I mean, he was once considered, you know, the guy to fight, you know, Shakur.
Yeah. I think Muratata is a good fighter. The problem with Muratata, he's very unexperienced. Um, a lot of his earlier fights were against guys that was pretty much a showcase fight for him. He had a few decent opponents, but his by far his best opponent was Tevin Farmer, and a lot of people believe that Tevin Farmer won that fight. I pretty much thought it was a draw. I thought Tevin Farmer outboxed him early, and then Muratata seemed to come on later. But I thought it was a draw. But I think it's just the experience. He hasn't got the opponents to build up the ring experience. He doesn't have the high ring IQ just yet because he doesn't have the experience. But his skill set, he's very skilled. He got decent power. He got good boxing ability. He got good footwork. He just got to build up that ring IQ.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what happens with, I guess, with young fighters. They're still working their way up. And also the thing with young fighters is that of today is that they already want the big fights and they want the big money. And some of these guys haven't even been world champions yet. So, but there's some certain things you got to work on and you got to progress slowly just to get to that next level. So Brian asked, we're about to get to the other card. So this is the Golden Boy card. Brian asked, what do you think about the dude Schofield is fighting? I don't know much about him. So he's referring to Schofield tonight. Let me see. Floyd, hold on one second, just clicking. Floyd Schofield tonight is taking on Rene Tellez Garong, Mexican. He's a solid fighter. I mean, he's not great. He's got 3 losses, never been stopped. And he's been in the ring with some decent competitions. Like he's fought Giovanni Cabrera, right? He lost to him. And who else he fought? He fought somebody else decent. I know he stopped Brian Mercado, decent guy. I mean, he's a decent fighter. I mean, this is another, a build-up fight for Schofield, but a fight that he can't sleep on because, Schofield, he gets a little careless in there and he leaves himself open at times. So I think this is a good fight for him, but it's not an easy fight. This is it's not a layup. Let's put it that way. D? Oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
No, I was saying about Schofield's opponent that it's not a layup. Like this guy is pretty solid. He's been there, with some solid competition. Of note, he fought Giovanni Cabrera. He lost unanimous decision to him. And Schofield, he's still learning on the job. He's still progressing little by little. He makes a lot of mistakes as well. He leaves himself open at times. I've seen him get caught, a handful of times in his last couple of fights. So this fight tonight is not a layup for him. It's a tough fight, and if he's not careful, he could get stopped.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's another one that he has holes in his defense, and I mean it's kind of that father-son trainer and fighter. The fathers doesn't seem to want to step aside and let somebody who's really been in the sport like that to help train their son. And I think they're doing their kids a disservice because Schofield has the skills to be a good fighter. It's something that's missing. And I believe it's the actual training because I've watched him at least the last 10 fights of his, and he hasn't gotten better. He's pretty much the same fighter. It's just he's just finding a way to win. But I haven't seen no improvement in his defense. His defense, he still leaves himself open, and he still get caught with the same shots. It seems like every fight he get caught with the same shots. So they have to change something in his camp.
Brian Corbett, what do you mean bet $1 million? Who are we betting $1 million on, Brian Corbett? I don't know who we're betting on. Shout out to my man D-Man Jr. with the Cash App. He said he called me he said to talk my shit, young grasshopper. Good looking out, D-Man Jr. Appreciate you, man. So, shout out to you. Shout out to my man Stormy B, man. Thanks for coming through, Stormy. I was on Stormy's show this past Thursday night. We was cooking on the events that's happening tonight. And go subscribe to Stormy B, man, one of the best channels on YouTube. I'm gonna drop the link in here too, so we can talk a little boxing. I know we got to do our football picks, and I'm trying to look at the time. I don't want to go past 2:00 because Ring Talk comes on at 2, and Osaka and Pedro are going to be on Ring Talk. So let me just drop it because I thought BVO was going to come on and talk some trash. So I'm gonna drop the link if anyone want to come up and talk a little bit, a little bit about the fights tonight before we get into our football picks. Brian Corbett, I still want to know who we betting $1 million on. He said he had an old crap, a little while ago when you screamed. BC got jokes already.
I guess he had an old crap.
Oh, okay. I got you, D-Man Jr. Okay. All right. My man, Stephen Elder Mack, what's good, bro? Salute to you, bro. Let me go to the next card. On the next fight on this card, in the Golden Boy card, that I think is going to be a good fight. Hold on one second. I hate this new StreamYard. Like, I guess I got to get used to it. And they increased the price on the StreamYard too. Like,
yeah, it's $49 now.
Yeah, they doubled it, right? It was $25. I think it was $25 or $30 I was paying before. And now they doubled it, and then they add all these things, and then they say they give you a note that it's not working right and to bear with them, and I don't want to hear that. So yeah, also on this card, big World Flyweight Championship fight in the female division. We got Fundura's sister, Gabriela Fundura, fighting Gabriela Celis Alanis.
I think that's a unification.
It's a unification. I don't know if it's undisputed, but I know it's
three belts.
Three belts on the line. So yeah, so this is a big fight. I think this is probably the co-main event. I don't see why it wouldn't be the co-main event if Floyd is the main event. But this is a good fight.
Yeah, because really Gabriella was the one that beat I forgot the girl name, but she beat her for her title. She was undefeated, and Gabriella beat her for the title.
Esparza.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which Gabriella you're talking about? Well, Gabriella had the two big fights with Esparza. And we're talking not Fundura, Gabriela Alanis. She had the two big fights with Esparza, right? So she lost the first fight like it was a majority decision, and then the next fight was I believe it was a split decision. So yeah, and then Fundura, who did Fundura fight last?
She fought that little small girl. Well, everybody pretty much is smaller than her, but I can't remember her name, but a lot of people thought that she was going to stop her, but the girl made it the distance. God, I can't think of the girl name, but it was another Mexican fighter. I think she was Mexican. She might have been Puerto Rican, but I think she was Mexican. But Gabriella hurt her. I mean, Fundura hurt her a couple of times, but she was able to weather the storm and go the distance.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay, I know she fought I think she was from not Argentina. She's from some Southern America. She's not Mexican though. But she won she won a unanimous decision against the girl.
Yeah.
I don't know much about her though. That's the thing. I don't know much about her. I think she might have been from not Brazil. I think she might have been from Chile or something like that. But yeah, she won a unanimous decision the last fight. So, but the other Gabrielle, she was in two kind of wars with Esparza. That was so that I don't know. Maybe you're confusing the Funduras. I mean, not the Gabriellas because they're both named Gabriella, but because the other girl, I don't think she was undefeated.
The one that she won the title from?
Yeah, I don't think she was undefeated. The girl, I think she was from Chile or Argentina. I don't think so. So, but
I thought she was undefeated. She might not have been, but I know the one that had the title, she was favored to win that fight, and she pulled it out. She took the title from her.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good fight because both of them can fight. Both of them have been in, some great fights, especially Alanis. Like she's going to bring the fight. So I think that's going to be a solid fight. Welcome to the channel. Fighter get knocked out. He says Jahai Tucker, does he win tonight? I believe so. I believe he makes a statement tonight as well. I love Jahai Tucker. He's a great dude. I've spoken to him in person. I got his number too. I'm going to try to give him a call maybe this week, maybe have him on. I think he makes a statement tonight. The thing with Jahai Tucker is sometimes he takes, he may take a round or two off, and sometimes he tends to get a little bit lazy, but his skill set is there. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. As far as his skill, just this his work ethic, people have questioned his work ethic. But yeah, I do believe he wins tonight, and I think he makes a statement as well. Also on the card, real quick, there's another good fight on the card. Eric Tudor, 11-1, is taking on Harold Calderon. Both of these guys are from Florida. Harold Calderon is a friend of a friend of mine that lives in Florida. He's always at the gym. This is kind of like his last fight. He's 37 years old. This is like his last kind of like hurrah. They're fighting for one of those little continental titles, the subtitles, and it's a big fight for him. He brings it. He gets a lot of knockouts. He's got a lot of power. Eric Tudor, prospect, 11-1. He's got some pop too. I think this might be the fight of the night. If not the females, I think this might be the fight of the night. Eric Tudor against Harold Calderon. Stay tuned for that. What stinks is both these cards are on at the same time. So this one is in Vegas. It might start a little bit later. And then the top ranked card is starting a little bit earlier. It's in upstate New York. So, yeah, do you see any upsets happening tonight? Anything,
If there's going to be an upset, I think earlier on, I believe it's the Golden Boy card, I believe it is. I think Ben Vaughn might upset his opponent. Ben Vaughn versus, I think, Esau. I think that's how you say his name. I think Ben Vaughn can upset him by going the distance. Both of them are durable guys. They both got decent power. But I think Ben Vaughn can possibly upset him. And I think Fandora can possibly get upset.
Okay, so she's the underdog, Fandora?
No, Fandora is the favorite. That's why I said I think she.
Oh, she could get. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think so too. I think that's very logical. I think that can happen because she can. Because Alanis, I know I'm brutalizing her name. Alanis Morissette. No, Alanis. She can fight. So yeah, that's more. That's more realistic. And it wouldn't be that big of an upset, but I know Fandora is definitely the favorite in this fight. So, and I wouldn't sleep on Schofield losing either. I mean, he's supposed to win this fight, but let's see how how he performs against this guy. This guy's not a pushover. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring the fight. And like I said, we were saying earlier, he makes a lot of mistakes. If I had to pick an upset, I mean, Oshaki's the B-side, so Oshaki technically, but he's probably the favorite in this fight. I didn't see the odds in this. He's most likely the favorite in this fight anyway. But
I think Oshaki's the favorite.
Yeah, that wouldn't be considered an upset. But if I'm going to pick a favorite, I'm going to pick Harold Calderon upsetting Eric Tudor. Eric Tudor is definitely the favorite in this fight. So I'll pick that as my upset for tonight. Harold Calderon, I think he stops Tudor. I think he stops him early too. I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to stop him like third or fourth round. It's kind of a reach. That's why it's my upset pick. But I'm picking him as my upset pick, and I'm picking him to stop Eric Tudor early on in this fight.
If I had to pick an upset, my upset pick would be Schofield fight.
Yeah.
I think Schofield very realistically can get upsetted.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope he performs well because they do a lot of talking. Him and his father, they do a lot of talking. So I hope he performs well to maybe set up some bigger fights later on. But if I had to pick an upset, the second upset, I definitely would pick that one as well. So what's up, Drew? Shout out to you, Drew. Who else came into the building? Kwee was good. Kwee, shout out to you. Stephen L. I saw Stephen L. earlier. But yeah, those would be my two upsets. And then I can see Fundora losing as well to Alanis. So, and it's funny, all three of those fights are on the Golden Boy card. The top ranked card looks like all the favorites should pretty much win. To me, it's more of a showcase with all the top ranked fighters, except that the main event. The main event, those are two solid fighters. It's just Oshaki trying to right the wrong in a fight that he clearly won the last fight. And, like I was saying earlier, Conceicao's no bum. Conceicao's a good fighter. It's just that Oshaki's just kind of levels above him. But all the favorites should win in that fight as well. I'm very intrigued in the Jahai Tucker fight. I want to see how he performs, because I think they're going to set him up with, hopefully a title shot or maybe a number one contender shot soon. So hopefully he could perform well second fight at middleweight. So, and I already mentioned Ali Feliz, he's a prospect. We hope to have him on either this week or next week. I know we've been saying this for a while, waiting for Sock to make the connection. He's working with him this week again. So hopefully we can have him on this week. So let's move on to D Free's favorite portion of the show, where he's killing it right now. Let's just bring this to the screen. D Free is the last 2 weeks have been destroying the books. I mean, destroying the bookies. Wow. Like him and 503 Lion are only two guys in the green. Wow. Everybody else is in the red. So D Free, after starting off at the bottom, because he started off bad in the first few weeks, 7-1 in his last 2 weeks. Overall record 17-10-1. So at one point he was 10-10-1 2 weeks ago, and now 17-10-1, and that equals to, if you're basing everything off $100 bets, he's plus 600. 503 is plus 260, but he hasn't been on much to make his picks. So, but he's still in the green. If he was to not gamble the rest of the year, he's still in the plus. While my boy Worm, who's always taking the dogs and taking the underdogs, he's picked it up a little bit. He's 14-14, but that's still in the negative as far as minus 110 for every loss. He's minus 140 for the year. And then we don't want to mention me and everybody else after that. But I've been hot too as the last 2 weeks, 5-3 the last 2 weeks. So I've been doing pretty well as well. Socrates and Brett not looking too good. Sock went 0-4 last week. Couple of bad beats as he lost, I think, 2 games by half a point. And Brett has just been atrocious with his picks. 2-6 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was looking for Worm too, because he was.
I'm gonna send him the link now. Let me see. Yeah, because he said he might come on.
He was telling me about my boy Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Well, come on, D. You got to be kidding. That was they wanted a Hail Mary. D. Free, you hear me? They wanted a Hail Mary. That was a total luck play. They were lucky to win. They were supposed to lose that game last week.
Yeah.
Come on, that was a Hail Mary pass.
Hey, huh?
I said that was a Hail Mary pass. Are you kidding me?
Hey.
Girl, you ain't gonna tell me I'm talking about
stuff. See, a lot of people say that the Hail Mary was luck. It wasn't luck. It was scripted that way. Like a lot of times, the Hail Mary doesn't get a chance to work because nobody get the time to get down the field. But the way the Hail Mary is set up, you have to get your wide receivers down the field to set up. There's always one guy that stays 5 yards in, and then they got the other 3 in the middle at the goal line, and then you got one guy behind for when the ball gets tipped. Now, the way the defense set up, they supposed to have a guy on the guy that's at the 5 yard line, and then they supposed to have 2 or 3 guys right there at the goal line, and then 1 or 2 guys checking the guy where the ball gets tipped at. The problem was everybody went for the ball, and our guy stayed in position, and when the ball got tipped, he was standing there waiting for the ball.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's the way it's drawn up.
No, everything you said is accurate. That is the way it's supposed to happen, but it hardly ever happens because the defenders have to knock that ball down, and you got to bring the defenders. They have the easiest job to do, which is look for the ball, wait for the ball, and jump and bat it down. And they didn't do that.
But
they got lucky.
If you look at it, what happened was
what had
everybody
happened
jumped for the
was
ball. Stevenson jumped for the ball, but he underestimated how far Jaden Daniels threw it because all he could get was his fingertips on it, and the ball just went right over, and it went to Noah Brown. They didn't think that Jaden Daniels could throw it that far. He threw it 65 yards. They thought he had bruised ribs. He couldn't throw it that far, and he proved everybody wrong.
He's a professional quarterback. He's got a strong arm. He's supposed to make that throw, but it's not supposed to be completed. But if you want to say that was skill and everybody did their job, then if that makes you feel better, you got the win.
Everybody
but at the end of the day,
job.
that was complete luck.
Everybody on our team did their job. Everybody on Chicago didn't. They didn't do their job. Because if Stevenson wasn't over there hackling the fans and he would have been in his position, he would have been on Noah Brown. He was the one that was supposed to be checking Noah Brown.
I can't. Well, congratulations to the Washington Commanders. They're first place in the NFC East, 6-2. And D Free, the Washington Commander fan, is also in first place in our picks. So congratulations. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Right? The prayers are working. Everything is in your favor. And we're about to get into these picks. Brett sent me his picks and so did Worm.
I'm just trying to figure out how it's okay when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it.
It's always luck. I've never say, are you serious? A Hail Mary is a complete luck play. Are you nuts? Oh my God, man!
Everybody against Washington now. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm in first place. My team in first place. Everybody against us now. I understand.
I can't. Let me go into the pick. So I sent Worm the link. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get on, but I'll go with his picks first, and then I'll do Brett's picks, and then me and you will do our picks live. So I'll just read them out. I don't know if Sock gave me his picks either. I'm gonna check my phone. Oh, he did. Sock, you're a jerk. By the way, speaking of Sock, the jerk that he is, shout out to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Congrats on the World Series. I was going to do a World Series recap, but as you know, I'm a Yankees fan, and I was not happy. So I said, F that. So, but congratulations to the Dodgers. The Yankees pretty much beat themselves. They gave away 2 games, including that 5th game. Like the 2 errors in that inning was ridiculous. Like literally, these are major league players dropping fly balls. I mean, unbelievable how they gave that game away. I don't really want to talk about. Just want to congratulate the Dodgers. I know Sock is a big Yankee hater because he's a Red Sox fan. So that's what made me think of it. But let me get into the picks. We'll start off with Sock's picks, who's been pretty bad this year so far. Hold on, I'm going to get to it right now. So Sock, last 2 weeks, 3-5 altogether, 0-4 last week. So he likes the Cardinals, the Vikings, the Rams, and the Cowboys. So I'm going to put up the lines in a minute. So just keep that of note. He likes the Cardinals, the Vikings, the Rams, and the Cowboys. We'll go to Brett's picks. Brett likes the Giants +4 versus them first place Commanders. And we kind of knew that Brett was going to do that because he's an Eagles fan. So he's kind of rooting for the Giants in a sense, but we kind of knew he was going to do that. And speaking of his Eagles, he's taking the Eagles -7.5. He likes the Broncos +9.5 and the Browns +1.5. So there's good news and bad news, D Free, about this. The bad news is that he wants your team to lose because he's an Eagles fan and he's rooting against the Commanders. But the good news is that Brett is 2-6 in the last 2 weeks. So any picks that he made is no bueno. So so that means he's probably giving you 4 losers this week, guys. So he takes the Giants +4, the Eagles -7.5, the Broncos +9.5, and the Browns +1.5. So if you want to go against Brett because he's been bad, then you know what? Maybe that's the way to do it. But maybe he's due. You could look at it that way. Maybe he's due to have a big week. So those are Brett's picks. And then let me read Worm's picks, and then me and you can go and analyze their picks and make fun of them and then make our great selections as well. Let me go into it. Then I'll go into the chat and see who popped in. Let me go to Worm. So Worm's picks, he likes the Bills -6.5. He also likes the LA Rams -1.5, the Chargers -1.5, and he finally picks a dog. He likes the Colts getting 5 points. So Worm, who's usually notable of taking at least two underdogs plus points, he took 3 favorites this week. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these lines. My man, Underrated Darkness in the building. What's good, bro? Salute to you. And PGH, Big Dog, big Pittsburgh Steelers fan in the building. Salute to you. How you like Russell Wilson so far, man? Pittsburgh's looking good. And you know I hate Pittsburgh, so it's hard for me to even say that. So, but let me get into this to picks here. Let's go here. So he took the Colts +5 against the Vikings. He loves the Colts. I kind of like the Colts too this week. But D Free, when you're ready to select, let me know and we could talk about it. Since you're in first place with the plus money.
All right, let me go to the next one. You know what?
I got another one too. And then we got this slide here. These are the early games. I guess the early games came in at the bottom when I uploaded it.
I mean, you already know I gotta go with the division leader. Let me go with Washington -4.
So of course we knew that. If you didn't know, now you know, and you should know. We know that D Free takes the Commanders every single week. Last year he did the same thing, like the first 7 or 8 weeks, but the Commanders weren't good, and he just did not touch them the rest of the way. But you know that he's a big Commander fan, so he likes the Commanders -4 against the Giants.
Giants is beat up because their running back is going through concussion protocol, and they trying to rush him back, and he just played on Monday night. They're trying to rush him back, which could be a bad thing for them if he's not 100%. But the Giants is just terrible right now. I don't see them. I see us sweeping the Giants this year.
PGH Big Dog says Russ is cooking. I've got a feeling Pittsburgh going to Super Bowl this year. Well, hopefully they got tickets because I don't have them going to Super Bowl this year. So, so hopefully they got tickets and they're there to watch the Super Bowl. But that Washington pick to me looks too good to be true. Anybody knows the Giants have given Washington problems the last few years. The Washington broke the streak early on this year. You already beat them this year in a close game. -4 at MetLife is not bad. The Giants have been so bad at MetLife this year. They've been terrible. I believe they got like 2 touchdowns or maybe like 1 touchdown every home game they played so far. I could be wrong about that, but I know there's some stat like last week I was at the Notre Dame game and it was in MetLife, and Notre Dame had scored more touchdowns in that game than the Jets and Giants did all year at MetLife. So I know it's something like 1 or 2 touchdowns in the 3 games they played at home so far. So
yeah, I think he threw 1 touchdown so far this year. Yeah.
This team is bad. I know Neighbors is back. He was back last week. But I just don't see it. I don't see the Giants winning this game, and I don't see it being close. I like the Commanders too. I don't know. Should I take them now with you and get it out the way? Since I got the screen up, I'll take Washington -4 too. I'll go again. We do it round robin style. We do it like a snake draft style. So let me go ahead. Every time in order to get there, I got to go to the banners. This is so weird. It's just like, I don't know how they did this. All right, let's go. Let's see the other games here. Somebody took the Rams. Who was it that I said took the Rams? Was it Worm? Well, I know he took the Rams.
I think you said Brett. I think it was Brett.
Brett? Okay, because Brett's a hater. So Brett went against all our teams. So Seattle's at home against the Rams. I know they've been inconsistent this year. They're a little banged up. Metcalf is not going to play tomorrow. But I like the Rams at home. I like Seattle at home tomorrow. So Seattle's favored 1.5 tomorrow against the Rams. I like them to finally run the ball. Like I think you're going to see a lot of running. I don't think you're going to see 35 or 40 attempts from Geno tomorrow. I think they run the ball. I think they dominate this game on the ground. I like the Seahawks -1.5 against the Rams. Is it 1.5? I can't even see that.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, Seahawks. All right, you're up next.
Next slide.
Next slide, yeah. By the way, we post all the picks on the community board before the games. I'll do it later on tonight, so you guys can see.
I'm gonna have to stay true to what I've been saying, and it hasn't been proven wrong yet. Last week, Detroit literally killed Tennessee, so I'm gonna go with New England +3.5. Every team that has played Detroit the following game, they have lost, and I think it stays true again.
You have been saying that. So New England +1.5. Is it 1.5? Wow. No, 3.5.
New England +3.5.
So +3.5 at Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee has been bad. New England last week. They beat the Jets, right? Did the New England beat the Jets last week, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know who's starting this game. Is it Brissett going to start again? Because I know May got hurt during the game.
Who's that?
Brissett. Brissett's going to start, or are they going to go back to May?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he came in, he played well against the Jets. You know, I think May came in through a touchdown early, and then he got hurt, and then Brissett finished the game, and he played well. You know, and then the Jets ended up winning Thursday night. I didn't think they would beat the Texans, but that team is weird. It's within itself. But that's not a bad pick. The Titans have been pretty bad too. But this is a road game for the Patriots, so they're playing at Tennessee. So let me see what I like here. I saw something earlier. I almost have to take this. I mean, I think it's just a layup. This team may be one of the worst teams in football, and that's the Las Vegas Raiders. They just don't. I don't think they have any identity. I mean, what is their identity as a football team? You know, I like they're going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati hasn't played well at home, but I think they blow out the Raiders. I think they're just better overall. The Raiders are just playing bad football in general. No identity. You know, they just got rid of Adams, right? You know, Crosby's. I think he's playing banged up. You know, give me the Bengals -7. Easy. I think they blow them out.
Yeah, I think the Bengals blow them out as well. But I'm gonna go with my next pick. I'm gonna go with Chicago. I think they bounced back from that devastating loss. They're +1.5, and I don't know how. So I'm gonna take Chicago +1.5.
Chicago Bears +1.5. Yeah, we know why it was a devastating loss, because they should have won the game, right? That's why it was a devastating loss? Can you admit that? You know what I said? I said, you hear me? I said, we know why it was a devastating loss, because it was a game they should have won, right? I don't know. Can you hear me? You're on mute. D-Free, can you hear me? Oh, there you go. So you know what I said?
I can hear you now.
All right. I said, we know why it was a devastating loss for the Bears, because it was a game they should have won, right?
Yeah, they had should have won, because we pretty much gave it away, but I don't think they should have won, but they had to win.
All right, we'll give you that. I was trying to catch you out there. So we both got 3 picks. We got 1 more pick to go. Let me just look to make sure I want what my final pick is going to be. I think we're going to see a lot of upsets this week. I like the Colts too. I also like Green Bay against the Lions. The Lions have been hot, but I like Green Bay to win. They're at home. I like the Vikings to lose, or the Colts to be competitive. Very interesting that the Colts made the decision to go with Flacco for the rest of the year. What do you think about that?
I think that was a right move, because their quarterback, he decided to take himself out of the game because he said he was tired. So you can't, the quarterback doing that, you're supposed to stay on the field. So, I mean, I think that was a good move by them. When they off of it, I don't know because I mean we all know what Joey Flacco is. He's good for a couple games and then he falls back to the same Joe last year. He was good for the Browns for a few games and then they got to the playoff or they got to the game that they needed to win to make it to the playoff, and he's like he's always do.
I agree. I think it was a smart move. I think it was. I mean, I like the kid. I think he's got potential. I think he's very athletic. You know, I think he's still got a lot to learn. Right. You know, this is his first. I mean, it's his second year, but kind of like his first year, really. You know, was getting the opportunity because he got hurt last year. So, you know, maybe he could learn something from the sidelines a few games and maybe get another opportunity later. The Colts have a solid team. They have a good running back. You know, injuries have kind of hurt them. The defense has been pretty solid. They've been kept in the game. In almost every game, they've been close. So Flacco can do what he did with the Browns. You know, he can get the Colts back into like playoff form, you know, and that's what they need. They need somebody to just, you know, manage the game. And, you know, while the defense is keeping the game close, they got to score points, right? And just manage the game, no dumb turnovers, and, you know, run the ball with Taylor. And I think it was a wise move. I don't know if it's a wise move for the whole year as far as their future is concerned, because he's the future, you know, he's supposed to be the future quarterback, the future franchise quarterback. So, but I mean, only time will tell. But yeah, when the guy says he's tired, he's a professional quarterback, the captain, right? The quarterback's the captain of the team. That's not a good look. So I think they had to do that. So I like the Colts. I do like the Colts this game, getting 5 points. I like them to pull the upset too. But +5 is good. I don't know if I'm taking that just yet. Just wanted to go over some of the games. Tampa Bay is on Monday night playing the Chiefs. That looks good. You know, Tampa Bay is banged up. They've lost, you know, no Mike Evans, no Godwin. Even though Baker's played pretty well this year, he's been solid. Baker, I like the way he's playing. I mean, he's going to throw picks here and there. You know, he's kind of a gunslinger, and, you know, he slings it. You know, he plays with confidence. He's making some smart reads. You know, he's missed a couple of throws. But I think Baker has played phenomenal this year. They got 2 decent running backs. They got the rookie, Bucky Irvin, and then they got the other back who I think he's okay as well. But, you know, with the banged up receivers, I don't see how they could compete with the Chiefs in Kansas City. So I expect the Kansas City to blow them out. Let's go through some of the other games, trying to pick up some notable games before I make my last pick. We said Bengals. Let's see, Dolphins, Bills. This is a big game, you know, for Tua. Tua's second game back. You know, Tua was hurt in the last game against Buffalo. So, and Buffalo's kind of had their number over the last few years. They kind of dominated the Dolphins. So, and this game is in Buffalo. I expect the Dolphins to compete in this game. I don't think they win this game. I think Buffalo wins, but I think this game will be closer than what people think. That's why I believe the spread is what it is. What is it, 4.5? But it's very interesting. A lot of eyes will be on this game with Tua going back, you know, facing the team that kind of put him out, even though he put himself out because he's the one that tucked his head, right? So, you know, it's not like the Bills did anything to hurt Tua. Tua kind of hurt himself on that play. And let's see, you got Jacksonville at the Eagles. I think the Eagles should roll over Jacksonville, even though me and D3 are rooting for Jacksonville to beat the Eagles because of Brett and division, because the Eagles are in his division. Saints, they've been bad ever since the quarterback went down. The Browns got a big win last week.
Derek Carr is back.
Oh, he's going to play. Okay, yeah, and it's still set.
David.
Oh, Carr's
Derek Carr's back.
Okay,
yeah.
So that changes a lot of things. The Panthers have just been a bad team. I believe that the rookie's going to start or get some playing time this week. Brooks, the kid they drafted.
Yeah, Bryce Young is playing. Bryce Young is playing.
Oh, he's going to start, and the running back, Brooks, the kid they drafted.
He's playing too.
Yeah, he's not going to start. He was on IR. Hubbard is going to start, but I think he's going to get some playing time.
Young will be starting because Andy Dalton got into a car accident and he injured his thumb or something like that, and so Bryce.
What was that? You went on me.
No, I was saying Bryce Young, Andy Dalton got into a car accident and injured his thumb.
Damn. Okay. Well, this is another opportunity for Bryce Young. You know, the quarterback they drafted last year, you know, out of Alabama. So maybe he can make something happen. I'm not touching that game. The game I am going to touch, I'm going to take the team that's been killing me this year when I take them, and they're due. I'm going to take the Ravens. I believe, what is that spread? I can't see this thing. The upload went very bad. But I like the Ravens. I think they get a blowout win against the Broncos this week. Let me just see. I'm going to just look at it here because it just came out. The screenshot was like, when I uploaded it, it didn't take it.
The Ravens is -8. Last time I saw it was -8.
Okay, this is 9.5. Okay, so I'm gonna take it 9.5. I think they blow them out. Now, I just want to know, every time I have taken the Ravens, they've done me dirty. So, especially the big spreads. I took them against the Raiders a few weeks ago, and I think I took them last week also, and they lost outright against the Browns. So, I'm going again with the Ravens, -9.5 at home against the Broncos. The Broncos have played okay, but I like the Ravens in the blowout. I'm sticking with them. Give me the Ravens -9.5. But I want to be honest, I've been taking the Ravens, and they've been killing me. So if you see me make this pick, maybe you want to take the Broncos. But they're due to look out for me. So I think the Ravens win big tomorrow. So -9.5, that means they got to win by 10 and more. I think the Ravens win by at least 17 at home. They're different. They're a different team at home. So give me the Ravens -9.5. Final answer.
All right. I like, in my final pick, I will go with Detroit Lions.
-3.
I know they're playing in Green Bay, but Jordan Love is down. I don't know if Malik can keep up with Detroit. Detroit got a lot of firepower, and as of late, they just been rolling over teams. I mean, they beat Dallas 47-9, and then turn around and beat Tennessee 52-14. They just been rolling over people.
Yeah.
I don't think Green Bay can keep up. They don't have enough weapons to keep up with Detroit. I got Detroit winning this by, at the minimum, a touchdown. I know it's a divisional game, so it's going to be kind of close. That's why I say at the minimum a touchdown. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout.
I tend to agree with you a little bit because they're rolling, and that's why I didn't touch this game, and that's why I mentioned it. I could see tough game. I could see the Packers winning. It's a division game. It's in Green Bay. It's a big game for Green Bay. I mean, every game is a big game when you play division games, but I think it's a bigger game for Green Bay to make a statement for the division, and probably the best division in football right now, because I believe all four teams are in the running for the playoffs or would make the playoffs if the playoffs started today. So Chicago, the Vikings, the Bears, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers all would be in the playoffs. Tough division, big division game. You know, and what scares me is when a team is rolling like that and then you hit that big division game, it's tough sometimes. So that's why I didn't want to touch the game. That's very brave of you to take this pick. I actually like the Packers, but I wasn't brave enough to take the Packers, right? I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the last drive.
Yeah, if Jordan Love was playing, I would have stayed away from it because it is a divisional game. But being though that Jordan Love is out, Malik Willis, I don't know if he's ready for that type of game yet. I don't know if he's ready for that.
Okay. And this is a big game for him too, because he was a drafted high rookie for the Tennessee and didn't play well. So and I believe he won 2 games.
So he won more. He won more games as a starter than Tennessee entire team won.
Yeah, because I think he got to start twice and he won both those games. So, and he's played well as far as a game manager. It's not like he's airing it out.
Well, I ain't gonna say he won more games. He won just as many games as Tennessee, both quarterbacks, and he's been a starter for one.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine. I don't know if you've seen him before when we had the wrestling shows. He's a wrestler. He loves Malik Willis. He said he's going to be great. So we always clown him in the chat. But
no, Malik Willis is definitely going to be good. Tennessee is probably regretting that decision to go with Will Levis because Malik Willis is much better. Me personally, I don't even understand the move. because there's nothing that you saw that I've seen in preseason that tell me that Will Levis is better than Malik Willis. I didn't see anything in preseason that told me that. So I don't understand the decision that they made.
I think what the problem with Willis is that he was a little bit raw. Like he's still learning how to be a quarterback in the NFL. I think Levis is more accurate, has a strong arm. Willis is really athletic. He has a strong arm as well, but I believe just with the offense he came up with in college, I don't think he's pro ready, and I think they put him in situations that he wasn't ready for. And now he's kind of like learning. He's kind of learning on the job. So with the Packers, he can manage the game better, and he can learn, from the sidelines and the games he didn't play. With a better team, with better receivers, a better running back, and probably a better offensive line as well.
So what you telling me is Tennessee just got bad coaches.
Pretty much, yeah. He wasn't. I don't believe he was ready to play. I don't think he was put in a situation he wasn't ready for. Because it's like Bryce Young. Bryce Young was put in a situation where he's on a bad team, and he wasn't really ready for as well, right? So this year I would expect him to get more reps. I didn't agree with them benching him, so that's why I'm happy that he's getting another opportunity, because I believe Bryce Young is much better than what he's shown us. And Willis, I think Willis, because he didn't come from Alabama, he didn't come from one of those big schools. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get to face like that competition that these guys had faced. Now, mind you, a lot of these quarterbacks, when they come into the league, even though they played for top schools, they got juice squads, like the Alabama's a juice squad. But still, like it builds your confidence a little bit more, when you're playing with better players than put it that way, when you're playing with better players, better receivers, better offensive line, just a better team in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not as hesitant. Let me shout out Mr. Shelton, who always getting on my Seahawks. He says, who's going to whip on the Sea Chickens next? Well, Mr. Shelton, we're going to win tomorrow. We're playing the Rams, which is Brian Corbin's team.
I did not know Arizona was leading the division right now.
What are they, 4-4? I think everybody's 4-4.
Yeah, they 4-4. I didn't know that they was leading the division. I was like, I'm thinking it was either you or the 49ers. I did not know it was Arizona.
Yeah, because they have the win over the Niners, so they have that division win, and the Niners have 2 division losses. So the Seattle has no division wins. They lost to the Niners. That's the only division game they played until tomorrow. They play the Rams. The lost to the Rams and Arizona, so they only have 1 division win. I think Arizona might have 1 division win also, but they beat the 49ers, so that's the tiebreaker. So that's why they're in first. So.
I just didn't know Arizona was. I thought either your team, or the 49ers had 1 more win than Arizona. I wasn't keeping track of how many wins y'all had. I thought either one of y'all had more wins than Arizona. I did not know that they was leading the division. I didn't know until I started doing I did my live when I was going through I was doing my research about the teams before I made up picks, and I was like, damn, Arizona winning. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they was in first place.
No, they're in first, 4-4. They've been underdogs in almost every game, and they pulled out. Like last week, they were underdog to Miami. They pulled out that game, and they beat Miami. A lot of people didn't think that was going to happen. But the Niner game, the Niners blew that game. The Niners were up. The Niners, 2 of the Niners' big losses, they were winning the whole game, and they lost in like the last seconds. And that was Arizona and the Rams. So Brian Corbin talking shit because he's a Rams fan. He's saying we're going to lose, saying y'all going to lose. No, you're going to lose.
No, you're going to lose.
Yeah, so.
Hey, PGA's big dog. I mean, you the homie and all, but I don't think Pittsburgh going, dog. I saw some flaws against that Giants squad. They showed a lot of flaws in Pittsburgh. I don't know if y'all going to make it. Y'all was struggling. He says,
watch me cash in, hater. Pittsburgh, they're going to start playing this division game soon, so we're going to see how good Pittsburgh really is this year when they start playing those division games. So we'll see. I think they got a bye this week, right? I don't think they're playing this week.
Who that?
The Pittsburgh. I don't think they play this week. I think they got a bye.
No, I think the Niners got a bye this week.
Yeah, and the Niners got to buy too, them bums. So I don't get to hate on the Niners this week.
Pittsburgh and the 49ers got a bye.
You're lucky, Mr. Shelton. But yeah, that's all I got. I wanted to do these picks real quick. Let me post this in the chat real quick. Let me find it.
Don't forget to send me your picks. Don't forget to send me your picks too. We're doing DK spread, the DK spread.
Okay, so it's basically the same ones as here. I might have moved a point or two, but a point or less. I'll message you on WhatsApp the picks. Let me see. Let me try to get this. So let me just put this in the chat real quick. At 2:00 at 2:05, you could check this out and just hit the stream. He's laughing in the supermarket. I hate you, BC. That's 2:00. Pedro Fernandez on Ring Talk Worldwide. Will be on. Catch that, and then you catch us tomorrow at 2:00. Recapping the fights. I'll be on with Pedro Fernandez. Sportsbyline.com, and just hit the live stream, and you'll catch us on the radio talking boxing, recapping the fights. Today they'll just preview. Last night, only one fight of notice: the Jermaine Ortiz fought this guy from Argentina that did not belong in the ring, in my opinion. But it was a good win for Jermaine to get back in the ring and just get back in the mix. Hopefully he fights again in another 2 or 3 months. Because he made short work of his fighter. He stopped him in the 4th round. I believe it was a 4th round. Might have been a 5th. I think it was a 4th round. But he dropped him like in every round. He dropped him in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round. So I think it was the 4th round. So Jermaine Ortiz last night was the only fight of notice. So enjoy the fights tonight. Tonight there's some good fights. If you could catch both, if you got the Zone, and if you got ESPN Plus, you could watch both. You could watch one tonight, and then you can watch the other in the morning or maybe after. I'm just hoping that the Golden Boy card starts a little bit later. But what I've noticed in the top ranked cards, me being at the events, is that they've been starting the events late too. Like even though the fight card probably start like 6:30, the main card doesn't start till like 11:30 sometimes. So hopefully they don't do that tonight, because I hate when they do that. There's no reason why these fights should be on that late. So we'll see, because I definitely want to catch a lot of these fights tonight. So it's good. I think we're going to get a good amount of good entertaining fights, especially the main card and the Golden Boy card. So I think we're going to get a lot of excitement too. So that's it, guys. I don't really have anything else. Brian Corbett, get prepared to lose tomorrow. I'm going to troll you too. And if the Rams happen to win, I'm blocking you. So there's that. There's that. You won't be able to troll me. There's that. How about that? So if we win, get prepared for you to either block me or get to face my trash talk. And if you win, if the Rams win, I'll play the song for you. That'll be for you. Mama, yeah. Anyway, man, that's all I got, man. Thanks for checking in. Maybe I'll come on tonight later on. Maybe BVO might have something. I don't know what happened to him. I'm going to call him now and curse him out. But maybe BVO might do a live fight or maybe a recap. Maybe I'll pop up in there. D-Free is usually there as well. So we could pick on BVO. So you got anything else to say, D-Free, before we sign out?
No, that's all I got. I mean, let's go Commanders. Let's go for 7-2. Let's go for 7-2.
I got no hate for the Commanders. I got Jaden Daniels on my fantasy team, so I'm one of them that's good money. So I can't hate on him. I want him to do well.
If we go 7-2, it'll be the first time we went 7-2 since 1996.
All right.
And right now, I kind of want Detroit to lose. I just don't think that they will, because right now we're in position to take the number 1 seed in the NFC. And the last time we did that was in 1991, which was the year that we won the Super Bowl. So we got a lot of things riding right now.
You sound like PGH Big Dog.
Nah, because I got actual evidence with what I'm saying. BJ Big Dog is just going off of hope.
I don't know. It sounds like you got some hope in there too. So, but hey, you're a fan. You guys are fans. You're supposed to think that, right? Unlike me, I'm a fan of a team that just frustrates me every Sunday. it lets me down. So I'm gonna go watch these college games. Penn State and Ohio State is the big game today. Is that I don't know?
I didn't see Notre Dame on it. They got a bye week again.
I think they have a bye this week. They're not playing this week. Yeah.
Damn, they just came off a bye like 2 weeks ago.
It's only a few games left. I know. I'm thinking about going. You know, if I could get in for free, I'll go. But I want to go to the Notre Dame and Yankee Stadium. They play Army, but only if I get the hookup. The last time they played Yankee Stadium, I got a hookup. I was able to go to the game for free. So, but that's the only way because it's a little ridiculous. But yeah, they got a few games left. They got them, USC, and I want to say no, they got Florida State. I think next week. So Florida State is next week. So Florida State, Army, USC, and I think that's it, or maybe one other game. Not too sure, but I know they definitely got Florida State next.
Florida State is a win for us. We're gonna win.
It should be a win. Go figure. Florida State came in ranked like top 2, I think, and then they only got like 1 or 2 wins. That's crazy. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna catch these games. Ohio State, Penn State's the big game today. I don't know if that game started, if they put that game at noon, or if they put it at night game. Let me just check right now. I haven't seen what time these games are, but I know that's the big game of the week is Ohio State and Penn State. So that may be later. I know Duke is playing Miami. Miami's down right now to Duke, but that's been the story of Miami all year. Miami's been down like a few games and they had to come back.
Yeah.
Penn State. Penn State's at halftime. So Ohio State's up 14-10 at the half. So I'll probably go check the second half. Yeah, Ohio State has owned Penn State the last like 7 games or something like that. So I'll go take a look at that. But yeah, that's it as sports-wise. Some good college games today. Then we got boxing tonight and then NFL tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody that came through, showing love and support. Catch you guys in the next one. Look out for the videos. I've been dropping videos every day of the fights that I've been covering. Yoshida versus Sharita Metcalf. I've been posting around pretty much every day. Take a look at that so you can judge it for yourselves. Sharita Metcalf became the new world champion, IBF world champion, bantamweight, last Wednesday. So look out for that. And just look out for other content. We might do some interviews next week. Hopefully Ali Feliz and another guy I'm trying to get an interview with as well. You'll see on the community board, if anything. So salute to you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Champ of the world. Shout out to TD Sports. Let's go, chat.